Hello, everybody. This is Ron Dittmers talking to you from the Erasmus Academy in Brooklyn, New York. And today we have our guest, Chad. Chad, you want to say hello?
Hello, how are you?
Great. Okay, so this is the fourth segment in our series on Bach, and this series has to do really with his biography and some of the historical facts. We'll have another series that has more to do with the style of his music and so on. But you see on the screen here, which you saw maybe in the earlier segments, and let me just see if I can use the pointer here. Can you see the pointer here, right there?
Yes, I can.
Chad? Okay. So this is taken historically during the time of Bach's life, and this is as I mentioned before, this is the Thomaskirche. It's very large. It probably seats 1,500 or 2,000. And to the left here would be the archive, the museum, Bach's museum, where a lot of his life is illustrated, and you can hear excerpts from his various compositions. And so this would be where the altar would be in this part of the building there. So and this, you see some of the reflection there. These were actually taken from the archive. This picture that I took when I was there just this past October. And you see the reflection there for the window. So this is the drawing behind the glass. And the same thing applies also for the text that we're going to look at. So, which is right here. Let's see. Sorry, just one second. Okay. So here's the text, dem Familienleben auf der Spur. And the way that you translate this is on the trail, or on the trail to the family life, literally, or it says traces of family life. And then let's read this little passage in the beginning. And our procedure, as you know by now, is I'm going to be reading the sentences out loud, and Chad will repeat after me, and please read the sentence with him. And then I'll ask him specific questions, and please try to imagine in your minds what the answers would be so we can work together toward a understanding of the translation and the meaning. Okay, let's read this first little section here. Weil sein Haus ein Taubenhaus und dessen Lebhaftigkeit vollkommen gliche. Everybody?
Weil sein Haus einem Taubenhause und dessen Lebhaftigkeit vollkommen gliche.
Great. Okay. So this is just weil means because of, but gleiche is from gleichen, to be similar to, and this is actually subjunctive, because his house would entirely compare, vollkommen is entirely, and then you're expecting the dative, which you get right here, would entirely compare to and this is Tauben, means a pigeon, to a pigeon loft and its liveliness. So so this is a dative here, and its liveliness. So this is a comment by Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach, one of his sons, and he's just talking about how the household was so busy with people coming and going, as we'll read in a second. Okay, let's see. Let me just scoot down here a bit. Okay, here's the text we're going to read from Das right down to Kennenlernen. Okay, you all set, Chad?
I'm good.
Yeah, good. Here we go. Dass es im Bachschen Haushalt zuging wie in einem Taubenhaus. Everybody?
Dass es im Bachschen Haushalt zuging wie in einem Taubenhaus,
Kann man sich gut vorstellen.
kann man sich gut vorstellen.
So since this sentence starts with a das, we're going to try to take a look at this first. This is actually a relative clause, so we're always looking for the verb first, subject second, and direct object if there is one in the main clause, which is right here. So where's the verb complex?
We have kann sich and verstellen.
Good. Kann sich verstellen. And where's the subject?
It's always after the verb here. It's man.
Good. Yeah, man is always 100% the subject, the impersonal one. So kann sich gut, and good is just an adverb, means one can imagine, and then good, one can well imagine, is what that means. And then you actually would pick up the relative clause following that, since this starts with a relative clause, or subordinate clause. So one can well imagine that, and then where's the subject there? The verb there?
The verb is zuging.
Zugehen, to occur or to happen. That that and then it is actually the subject. That it occurred in the Bach house, in the Bach household, as in a dove loft. You want to do that just that first sentence just slowly again?
Sure. That it, or maybe things, I don't know, occurred in the Bach household, as in a pigeon house or loft, maybe, is, or one can well imagine.
Good. One can well imagine that it occurred, that this was the sort of these were the circumstances. Okay, going on. Außer den Eltern und zahlreichen Kindern, everybody,
Außer den Eltern und zahlreichen Kindern
lebten dort Verwandte und Privatschüler.
lebten dort Verwandte und Privatschüler.
Gäste gingen ein und aus.
Gäste gingen ein und aus.
Okay, so what do we do with this außer when we're trying to identify? Is this the beginning of a prepositional phrase?
Yes, it is.
Good. So where's the main verb then in that sentence?
It would be, I think it's gingen.
Well, let's see.
Or-
Well, this is actually the verb of the second main clause.
Oh, it lebten.
Good. Yeah, lebten. Yeah, lebten, and that means
They lived.
they lived. So what is the subject?
Verwandte und Privatschüler.
Great. Our English ear would want to look for the beginning part of the sentence to find the subject, but this is in a prepositional phrase, meaning in addition to the parents and numerous children. So Chad correctly identified these two as the subject, which is the subject of this sentence, the subjects. So relatives and private students. By the way, Schüler really designates means the equivalent is pupil really, and it designates any student in school up through the 12th grade, and then they call persons who are studying at a university Studenten, etc. Okay, let's see. Okay, so in addition to the parents and numerous children, relatives and private students lived there, so they lived in the same house. And the next one, where's the verb in the next sentence? The next part of the sentence?
Gingen.
Gingen, and that's a strong verb. What is the infinitive of gingen?
It's gehen.
Gehen, yeah, gehen, ging, gegangen. So guests went ein und aus, so in and out, or to and fro, we sometimes say. Okay, great. Let's see. Let's go on to the next sentence, which is a little bit more difficult. Let me erase this first part here. Okay, going on. Gesicherte Informationen über das Familienleben, everybody?
Gesicherte Informationen über das Familienleben
haben wir jedoch kaum.
Haben wir jedoch kaum.
Okay, subject, verb is?
The verb is haben.
Good. Subject?
Wir.
Great, okay. And then what's the direct object?
Let's
So
see.
we have
Informationen.
Great, there's the direct object. So how would you read the core sentence in the order of the words as they appear in that sentence?
I would say Informationen haben wir.
Exactly, so that's the core sentence. And then kaum, hardly, is sometimes adverbs that complete the verb meaning, the meaning of the verb complex. Okay, so let's see. So assured information, we have regarding, so über takes here the accusative regarding the family life. We have, however, just a little. So you would bring this probably up earlier. So hardly any information, any assured information do we have regarding the family life. However, good. Let's see. I want you to do these two sentences from außer down to this jedoch kaum, just those two slowly, so we can follow it again.
Okay. In addition to the parents and numerous children, relatives and private pupils lived there, and guests, I guess, guests went in and out.
Good. Keep going.
We have, however, hardly any assured information about the family life.
Great, very nicely done. So sometimes, once you've analyzed the sentence and you understand how it's structured, then to make it, put it into idiomatic English, you sometimes will have to alter the order of the words, as Chad did there nicely. Okay, going on. Neben wenigen privaten Briefen, everybody,
Neben wenigen privaten Briefen
liefern Musikalien Widmungen, go ahead,
liefern Musikalien Widmungen
amtliche Dokumente oder posthum verfasste Würdigungen,
amtliche Dokumente oder posthum verfasste Würdigungen,
Anhaltspunkte zum Familienleben.
Anhaltspunkte zum Familienleben.
Okay, let's stop right there. This is a more complicated sentence, and it'll really show you the value of identifying the core sentence as we do it one by one. So neben is actually starts a prepositional phrase. So in addition to a few private letters, and then all the way up to here, where would be the main verb, Chad?
By process of elimination, I think it's going to be liefern.
Good, good. Okay. So and that how would you translate that?
They supply or deliver.
Good. Notice how Chad correctly provided a pronoun, which indicates that we're looking for a subject. They deliver or they supply. So what would be the subjects?
Well, since you have the comma with the prepositional phrase, I'd look after. So it's Musikalien, Widmungen, Dokumente oder Würdigungen, I believe.
Good. Yeah, all these things are going to supply information. So Musikalien are music books, dedications, Widmungen, official documents, or commemorative speeches, you could say. And then this is like a almost extended modifier, which are composed or which were composed posthumously. Okay, so this modifies these memorial speeches. Okay, so these all supply, and where's the direct object?
Anhaltspunkte.
Okay, quite complicated. So they supply, but you'll see the virtue of doing this one by one in this order, always verb first, subject second, and then direct object if there is one. So they supply, all these things supply Anhaltspunkte. This just means the steps along one's career, literally, which will say the chronicle for the family life, and then going on, oder den Biographen einzelner ihrer Mitglieder. Everybody?
Oder den Biografien einzelner ihrer Mitglieder.
So, Mitglieder. So they supply,
yes.
all these things supply the chronicle for the family life, for understanding the family life, or they supply, understood, for biographers, or for the biographies, sorry, of individuals of individuals of their family members, and ihre refers back to family. Okay, so that's quite a long sentence. You want to do this whole thing really slowly, Chad?
Sure. Okay. Beside, or perhaps in addition to, a few private letters, musical books, dedications, official documents, or maybe testimonials composed posthumously, supply a chronicle for the family life, or for, I guess, the biographies of some of its members.
Perfect, great. Okay, You see, we did tackle. It's quite a difficult sentence to tackle, which you did really well. Going on. Einige Familienzeugnisse, everybody,
Einige Familienzeugnisse
können Sie in diesem Raum kennenlernen.
können Sie in diesem Raum kennenlernen.
Finally, an easier sentence. So, where's the verb complex?
It's two parts, the modal, which is können, and then kennenlernen at the
Great.
end.
And subject is?
It's Sie.
Yeah, cool. So remember, this is a picture of one of the information placards in the archive in the museum itself. So they're saying now you can meet or you can get acquainted with some family documents in this room simply. Okay, great. Well, thanks so much, Chad, for leading us through this interesting historical background, a part of Bach's life, and hopefully you'll tune in for the next session. So thanks for tuning in, and talk to you later. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye bye.